Hello, welcome back to Let's Cook at Home with your Optipictual Artist Lyric Jones. I am today going to fix some chicken wings, some fried potatoes, and I'm going to show you a little almost salad that I make when I eat fried foods. Sometimes I don't really want the whole salad. I just want some of the elements of the salad. And whenever I eat fried foods, I also, I want to have a vegetable in there. And it's always good. You need that. Try to balance it out. Even if you want to eat fried stuff, just try to incorporate something healthy in there. Okay? So, we're going to get started because I don't have a lot of time. I got a million things to do today, so I have to keep it moving. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the wings seasoned. These are fresh wings, loose wings from my favorite marketplace, Finlay Market, here in Cincinnati. And I like these wings, or their chicken and their meat products, because they don't use any steroids or any of the gross stuff preservatives that they shoot up in the meat at your chain stores. So let's get this seasoned up real quick. I got my water on. Let me turn my stove on underneath my hot oil. This is a cast iron pot that I'm using. I like to have my chicken submerged in grease. I just think it cooks more uniformed instead of it being in a skillet and you got to turn it over. I like to just drop it in there and have it smothered and bubbling and delicious. I'm going to, first off, before I season, let me get this potato ready. I'm just cooking enough just for me. I said this show that I'm doing is for people who are single, or their children have moved away, and it may be you and your mate, and you're spending a lot of money on fast food, which is horrible to a body. So I just want to show you, and the meals may not always be quick. I may have to do some prep work and fill you in on how I did certain things, but and they won't always be considered healthy. I use good ingredients. I think I do. I buy fresh. But as far as, what they say the standard of healthy is, I'm frying something, for God's sake. I'm frying in vegetable oil, but as far as I'm concerned, I think overall I do eat, I would say 95% healthy, I would say. So what I'm going to do here, I need a better knife. I'm just going to cut my potatoes, my sweet potato, in some nice chunks. I've already washed this potato. I usually wash them when I bring them home from the market before I put them in the refrigerator. So I just peeled a little bit off. It had some little ugly spots here and there. I just wanted to get rid of those. I didn't trust it. Let me get my junk bucket a little bit closer here. Okay, so I got my potatoes are fairly thick, and that's how I want them. My water is boiling. I use bottled water. I'm not a fan of tap water, as I said before. So what I also decided to do too was, for especially my Facebook people, I'm going to start to video the meals that I have posted pictures of, and I've had people ask questions on how I did certain things, so I would like to videotape myself creating some of those meals. So if there are any meals in particular that you wanted to know about, you know, write me a post. You know, send me an inbox and let me know, and I will put that down, you know, for something that was questioned. So, now that the potatoes are on, I'm going to go ahead and season my chicken. I like it to sit just for a minute. Now, this chicken is not ice cold. I've had it sitting out for a few minutes. I think chicken tastes better when it's almost like room temperature. Now, the other thing I do, I use steak seasoning to season my chicken. Whenever I'm going to grill or to fry, or I'm going to, you know, have really high heat, I think steak seasoning holds up better than just your traditional salt and pepper and blah, 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 whatever you want to put on it. Now, if I was cooking this in the oven, I would use different seasonings because it would cook at a slower pace. But when I'm throwing it in the grease, this here is what you want, where you want to go. So I'm going to flip it over a little bit. Now, I had a question about my chicken before when I fixed these wings, and I believe it was from Jackie Glass. She asked if I use cornmeal to batter my chicken, and I did not use cornmeal. And for a minute, I didn't understand why she thought I used cornmeal. But after getting a better view of it one day, I realized why she thought that, because it did look that way. But it's not cornmeal that I use. I use whole wheat flour. And I love to use whole wheat flour when I am frying. Especially chicken, legs, and wings. It just gives it that crunch that you really are looking for when you bite a piece of fried chicken. It just does the dirty bird proper. So that's what I use, is whole wheat flour, and I'm not going to put it on until my grease is hot. So while that's still getting hot, I'm going to go ahead and do my tomatoes. So what I do, I've already washed my tomatoes. So I'm just going to go ahead and core out this center real quick. Put that in my junk bowl. Okay. I hope everybody is all right, you know, with the government shutdowns and all the foolishness that's popping off in the world. I hope everybody is trying to eat healthy and doing the best you can. Play the hand you're dealt. You know, happiness is not a given. It's a choice. So we have to choose to be happy no matter what is going on in our life. And I wholeheartedly live by that. I have my moments, and I have my tests and trials like everybody else. I know I'm this awesome artist, and everybody thinks that, you know, snow doesn't melt in my path, but it's not true. I have problems like everybody else. I have to problem solve and go through my highs and lows. But I found that cooking makes me a little happier. I like going to the market and meeting the farmers and just taking that walk. Just kind of, I don't know, it creates a nice little diversion. So, I got my tomatoes all chopped up, and what I'm going to add to them is a little black pepper. I love these little grinders. I feel super fancy when I do this right here. I don't know why, but I just feel real fancy right now. Look at that. Look at all that fancy. Woo-ho-ho-ho. That was fancy. All right, and then I'm going to add a little sea salt. Just a little bit in there. And in order to pull the tomato, you always have to add an oil to it. I don't know what else I'm looking for to add on here. I don't know. I think I'm good. I think I'm just going to go ahead and put my extra virgin olive oil on there. Let me check my potatoes real quick because I don't want them to be too mushy. Sweet potatoes take a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put a lid on that. Okay. Then we just add just a little bit of olive oil. And stir it up. So it's just sea salt and ground black pepper and some olive oil. I like potatoes with my tomatoes. Now, typically I use a russet or an Idaho regular potato, but today I felt like sweet potato. So I really don't even know how, if it's going to have the same taste that it does with a sweet potato than it does with a white potato. Well, we're going to try it. The other thing that I'm going to do, if you have not tried this, I would advise you to try this. It's excellent. It's a cucumber. And I like to fry my cucumber. And what I do, cut it in half. I'm going to spoon out the membrane on the inside because this has a lot of liquid in it, and I want it fried, so I want that crunch to be in there. So I'm going to go ahead and just get that out. You just use a spoon and pour it out real quick, and that's all it takes. Now with this, I'm not going to add any salt just yet because the salt will draw out the liquid, the water that's inside of a cucumber, and I don't want them to be mushy. So I'm not going to add any salt until right before I get ready to fry them up. This is a finger eating type of meal. I like to eat with my fingers. That's another reason why I like to cook at home. You know, when you're out in public, you got to be all polite and use all your elegant, your outdoor skills. But in the house, you can get down the way you want to. And I just think food tastes better using my fingers, certain foods. Now, I'm not going to eat oatmeal with my damn hand. So, what I did just now was just peel just a little bit of the skin away. I like the skin for the roughage, but I don't need all of it. So I'm just going to peel away just a little bit. Just a little, that's all. I actually should have did this before I cored it out, but it's all right. All right, so those are cut, and I'm going to season them up, and I'm going to grill them. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it in another strip, like so. All right. And we're going to put these here, and I'm going to season them. I'm going to season them with a little cayenne pepper, because you know sister loves a little heat. Just a little bit. Okay. Up there. Whoop, 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 whoop. That one went ham on me. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. All right. And then I'm going to use some dill weed. I think this one is, that one's not open. Here's one that's open. I like dill weed. So I'm just going to season them with some dill weed. Quite a bit of dill weed, actually. To the point where you can almost not even see the color of the cucumber. Because I want that flavor. Looks like I got more of it on the counter than I did on the cucumber. Alright, check on these potatoes. See how they're looking? Because I don't want them to be mushy. And they're just about where I want them to be. And because things continue to cook when you leave them in heat, I'm going to go ahead and cut those off. It looks like my oil for my chicken is coming along. It's got a nice little roll. But I always got to do this just to hear, because I like the sound of it. Oh yeah, it's time to dance. So, I'm going to set my cucumbers aside. I'm going to bring the chicken back over. And I'm also, with the steak sauce, I'm going to go ahead and add some cayenne pepper. I like a little kick in my dirty bird. So I'm going to hit her up for quite a bit. Alright, and now I'm going to go ahead and add in my whole wheat flour. Okay, so you just want to spoon it in and make sure it's all coated and everything. And then I'm going to turn them over because I want to make sure I get both sides. Let's give you, can you see that? Can you see that? Just turn it over a little bit and season both sides. And I know it seems like I'm rushing you. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like I'm rushing. I'm trying to keep this video narrowed down. I had a few people say that they thought the last one was too long. You know, like I said, some meals I will be able to zip through, and some meals I just won't. You know, and we'll talk and have a conversation, and I'm all right with that. You know, if you can watch an hour-long show on TV, surely you can sit still long enough and get to know your optipictual art. I'm going to try to have a video once a week. I want to stay in touch with everybody. I want to hear things. I want to know meals that you tried or even ideas that you had. If you've seen something that I cooked and you know a little tip or something like that, I want to know. All right, what I'm doing now, and I hate to use tap water, but I need to add just a little water to the chicken because I want that coated up really good. So I got a nice flame on that. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. Love that gas stove. I feel like I got more control over that heat. All right. Now we're good and pretty. So now it's time to put this dirty bird in the fire. Hear that sizzle? Oh, that's the best music, I tell you what. Got to make sure they don't touch. I don't want them to touch. All right. And there we go. All right. Are we ready to get that done? All right. So now that the chicken is on, I'm going to go ahead and take my potatoes out so I can add a little salt to them. Okay, I'm just going to take them out. And what this does is I like that creaminess when you fry potatoes. And in order to achieve that, all you have to do is just boil it a little bit. Not to the point where it's falling apart, but just enough to soften it up. And it just makes that inside just so creamy and crunchy. All right. So we got this going on, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little sea salt to it, and I want to make sure that I get the sea salt on the soft side of the potato and not the skin. Put it on the skin, it's just going to roll off. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on here. Okay? And you don't have to do both sides. But again, I'm using sea salt. Alright? And then I'm just going to give it just a little pat. I'm just going to try to push that sea salt down in there. So when I drop it off in the grease, they don't float away. Alright. See, I got my Lyric Original gear on today. I figured I'd dress for the occasion. How about that? Get you a t-shirt. I want to see you in your t-shirt. Alright. So let's see. Our chicken is looking nice already because it just wings. So it's not like, you know, I got to fry it for 30 minutes. They're not going to take all of that. These are very nice wings. Alright. So while that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start to fry my cucumbers. Again, if you've never had fried cucumbers before, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised if you are a person who likes vegetables. I already have olive oil in the skillet, so I'm just going to cut it on and start to let that heat up because I want it hot. I want some grill marks on it. So, I don't think I'm going to need my olive oil anymore. I think I'm good. So I'm going to put this away. Yeah, I enjoy a nice home cooked meal. I really do. It helps me to relieve some stress. Yeah, that's lovely. Now what I'm going to do is once this chicken is at a point where I can take it out, I'm just going to go ahead and add my potatoes to the same oil. Alright, but I'm going to let that cook for a little bit. So that's off in the sink. And we are waiting. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit to get this heat rolling. And then I'll turn it back down. So it's just regular olive oil. It was a pretty big cucumber. And sometimes when I know I'm going to eat something a couple days in a row, like yesterday I ate this. And the oil was still good. There was no reason for me to dump it out. So now that I'm using it again today, then I'll go ahead and wash it. I'm done with it now. But try to preserve things if you can. You know, if you can save on some little things here and there, do that. This meal here probably cost me about $5–6. And when you see how much food is going to be piled up on my plate, you'll be amazed. And then you'll start to really think about going to fast food chains and sitting down or driving through their drive-thru. Yeah, it's quick, but what are you getting? You know, you really have to take care of your body. This is what you got to live in. You got to take care of it. I think sometimes people take better care of their cars than they do of their actual body. All right, those are looking nice. So I'm going to go ahead and take a skillet out, a plate out, so I can set those to the side because I don't want them to be dry. I want them to retain their natural juices. In order for that to happen, you have to take the chicken out a little bit before it's quite done. Because again, when you put things in heat, they continue to cook. And I think these are looking nice. Very nice. But I'm going to leave them in there just a few more minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead now and start to drop my potatoes in. But again, I don't want things to touch. So I'm going to drop that in there. Alright, I don't know where the video cut off at, but I'm just going to pick up where I think we left off. And where we left off is I'm getting ready to plate up everything. So the sweet potatoes came out really nice, and we're just going to put them in a nice ketchup-filled margarita glass. Real pretty like. Okay. And that's all it takes. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? I know it is. I don't know who I'm kidding. You know damn well I'm going to eat these. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop playing with y'all and trying to act like, you know, oh, I don't eat that much. I think some of you that have seen my Facebook post know that Miss Jones gets down. So we got that going, and I'm going to go ahead and put my other 2 cucumbers on here because, again, I don't want them. Once they get cold, I'm not going to want them. So let's give it a taste. I have poured myself a nice glass of orange blossom tea. It's a loose leaf tea. Comes loose in a big bag. I ordered it from Japan. And I just fix a big container of it and add some honey to it, and I just keep it in the refrigerator. And it keeps me from drinking pop and things like that. Not that I still won't have a pop. I just have it with vodka. But just day-to-day drinking, you know, to keep fluids in, I like tea. God damn it! Somebody always call! We're going to let it ring. All right, let's give this a nice test. What are we going to go for first? Let's go for the cucumber, since that's something that I would imagine a lot of you have not tried. So let's give it a nice taste. You got to try this. It's crispy. It's firm. Well, I wouldn't say it's crispy. I take that back. It's firm. It's seasoned properly. It's got some heat to it. Oh, that's excellent. Let's get a chicken and try, because there ain't nothing better on the planet than that dirty bird. Let's give him a try. Again, steak seasoning is the best seasoning to use on fried chicken. It's got all the elements that you are looking for when you say you want a piece of fried chicken. Oh my God. That's excellent. Alright, so now let's give those sweet potatoes a nice little try. They're good and hot. That's good. Now, the good thing about having your glass is that you can double dip. Alright, now let me taste this with a potato. I have never had sweet potatoes with a vine ripened tomato. Typically, like I said, I usually use just regular, you know, white potatoes, and that taste together is awesome. You wouldn't think so, but it is. So let's give it a try. Well, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm going to eat it. But I would say for that tomato-potato combination, go with the white tomato. I would say go with the white. That flavor, those 2 flavors together are amazing. With the sweet potato and the tomato, it's too much of the sweet and it doesn't balance out like it does with the white tomato. So that's the white potato. That's my opinion. So I would not try this particular combination again. Like I said, I'm going to eat it though because it's damn good. But I would not do it again. No, I wouldn't do it again. But I thank you all for watching. I hope you stick with me and grow with me as I do these videos. And again, you know, I love y'all. I love people who are genuine and sincere in their day-to-day life. It's not easy out here. It's not easy for any of us. I don't care what people make you think it's not. But you can make the best out of what you have. And if you just take a minute to stop looking at what you don't have and really just get creative and just do different things with what you do have. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised on how much fun and how your perspective will start to change just from making some little shifts here and there in your day-to-day life. So, until next time, keep a lyric in your heart, and I'll see you again next week.